Hey guys, it's Go Do Your Own Research. Hope everyone's doing really good. It is still so hot here in the UK right now. I just can't even tell you. I feel like, one sec. Yeah, I can't even tell you. It's like being in a permanent sauna. So I don't have my camera on because I noticed last night the audio was really low. So I have to have the windows open and a fan on. So yeah, I've got my camera off and I'm talking really close to the microphone as I can. Okay, so I talk a lot on my channel about how especially lately, I've just noticed what a thing it is, how true crime channels are not really doing true crime. Mainly, they're doing not true crime and dragging out stories using bits of misinformation to make as much money as possible. And they give very little consideration to the victims of these true crimes family. And when there's genuine crimes that have happened where victims are begging for help, they a lot of them ignore it. But yeah, so now with this story, the Mackenzie Sharilla killing of her ex-boyfriend and his friend, it has been made into a Netflix documentary. So this happened in 2022. And the sisters of the victims have come forward. They have gone public in the last, I guess it's in the last few weeks, to give us their POV. And they're telling us, the public, that the true crime channels are not giving out good information. They're helping to promote the profile of the killer, which they find very upsetting. So that's why we're going to do, it's not going to be a long one tonight. I just wanted to show you what I've noticed. So with not everyone may have seen this documentary. I haven't. Let me share my screen. I actually heard about it from my daughter, like at the beginning of the week, I guess it was. And she was like, "Oh, Mum, I'm watching this documentary." And she started telling me about the story. And I was like, okay, because if you watch my channel regularly, you may know she's recuperating from a very bad injury at the moment. So yeah, I came upstairs to my room and a video came up about it immediately. And I was like, oh my God, a video about it just came up. She's like, yeah, it's massive. It's on Netflix. I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't realize how big this show was, but it turns out it's really, really big news. But yeah, let me show you the trailer just so you know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to get onto focus on the victims' families.
This is the worst crash I've ever seen.
3 occupants, 17-year-old female still breathing.
A car crash claimed 2 young lives and injured a third early yesterday morning.
I'm really hoping, by the way, this doesn't get a copyright claim because it's a trailer.
This is the best friend group that I've ever had in my life.
We had just graduated high school. Dom and Kenzie.
I love you, baby.
They're such a duo.
I was Davion's best friend, and we were gonna be unstoppable.
That split second changed all of our lives forever.
It didn't add up. It was hard to comprehend that she could just drive into a wall.
I would never see her purposely wanting to hurt them.
This was clearly a toxic relationship. We needed to get a full picture of who Mackenzie Shirilla was.
You can go yourself.
The most significant piece of evidence, there was no break-in. This was not an accident. What took place inside that car?
Okay, so that's the trailer. Then I searched. So then when I saw that, yeah, this news item came up with the sister, which is what I'm going to talk about in a minute. But when I looked up the crash Netflix victims, look how many videos there are talking about this program. So we've got 6 days ago, lawyers react. It's all the usual stuff you see. You got lawyer reactions. That has 25,000 views. The sister, Netflix didn't interview what makes Shirilla's family never said. What Mackenzie Shirilla's family never said, sorry. So this is the sister of the guy that died. Only has 5.3. The US Sun. This is what I saw. We're going to watch that in a sec. The crash on Netflix, what most likely happened. The crash on Netflix explained, was Mackenzie Shirilla guilty or a victim too? This one, yeah, 1.1 million views. Annie Elise. I think she's one of the biggest true crime channels. Rachel Shannon True Crime, what Netflix the crash didn't tell you. I found more shocking evidence and new details. Blah, 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 blah. We've got Law and Crime all over it. And News Nation. So this guy works on Jesse Weber. He works on News Nation and Law and Crime Network. So I'm kind of guessing they must be owned by the same people. We've got the body language experts. 5 twisted details left out of viral Mackenzie Shirilla doc. 1.4 million views. Something about her dad. Jesse Weber again. Mackenzie Shirilla sent disturbing text to boyfriend before murder. Jesse Weber live with these two. I need to go. Whoops! I don't want to
Instagram now.
I don't want to watch it. I just wanted to show you who was in the video, because if anyone's been watching my Blake Lively content, you'll know these two familiar faces. Everyone's favorite trolls. Talking about this murderer. Yeah, so that's the behavioral arts. They do like body language analysis. That's a news report, Netflix trailer, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. So this was her interview, the sister's interview with this channel only got 8.1k views. Okay. So this was the, where is it? Oh, maybe I had to find it on here. It's just really interesting when you look what comes up first. And now I can't even find it, but I'm sure I just saw it. Oh, there we go. Right.
And stay where they should be. Shirilla was injured and...
Wait, I think I actually had this ready. Yes, I did. I thought I did. Okay, so this was the news report. Dominic Russo's sister speaks out after Netflix documentary The Crash regarding Mackenzie Shirilla. This was 5 days ago, so I saw this. I guess it must have been that day or the day after, and I thought, oh, okay, this looks really interesting. I'm going to look into it.
22, a car going 100 miles an hour.
Turn up the volume. We go full screen.
Let's go to July 2022. A car going 100 miles an hour slams into a building in Strongsville, killing the 2 young men inside. The driver, 17-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla, was injured and rushed to the hospital. After an investigation, Shirilla was arrested and convicted of intentionally crashing her car and killing her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and Davion Flanagan. She was sentenced to life in prison, but with the possibility of parole after 15 years. The Netflix documentary, The Crash, interviewed Mackenzie Shirilla, as well as her parents and the families of the victims. And this morning, I am joined by one of those family members, Christine Russo, the sister of Dominic Russo, and she's also the host of the podcast, The Big Sister Unhinged. Christine, first of all, thank you.
So she started her own podcast so she could put the story straight and put her own story out there. I really hope these people don't copyright claim this clip. I didn't think of that. Anyway, let's see what she's got to say.
For being with us this morning. I appreciate you taking the time out to do this. And let's just start with the documentary. It is now one of the top movies on Netflix right now. We know it stirred up a lot of buzz on the internet, but this isn't just a news story. This is your real life. This is your brother's story. I got to know, how are you handling all of this?
I'm staying busy, obviously. I tend to grieve and better in chaos. So the second I settle down, the more I start to think about it and reality. So I just try to keep myself busy.
Yeah, that does help. And, you know, this documentary portrayed, you know, everything that happened in the case. What are your thoughts on the documentary? Should they included some things that they didn't? What are your feelings?
I haven't rewatched it, actually. I got to preview it in January when the producers had me preview it. And there were some certain things in there that they nicely took out, that some of the cast in there, the people posing, that Landon and Rosie that pose as Dominic's friends, they're not Dominic or Davion's, good friends. Those are.
So I find that bit really interesting because, again, anyone who's watched my previous videos will know that I made a video about an HBO quote unquote documentary about a guy called Bam Margera called The Curious Case of, which I somehow got mixed up in the production of, because I knew that the people they recruited to go on this TV show, they basically made a completely false narrative about it. And they got these people to go on and do interviews, and it was all completely fabricated what they were saying. And the people that knew the actual reality, they never even approached us. We just had to sit there watching it from the sidelines, like, what the hell is going on here?
They had said some really nasty things about my brother, and they took things out that were false about him and things. So I was happy. I was happy with the production, I guess, as best as it could be.
Yeah.
She said they took things out that she wasn't happy with.
Yeah, around something that's so tough and still, I'm sure, very emotional. But even before the documentary, you started this podcast, The Big Sister Unhinged. Tell me about your podcast and what inspired you to do it.
So the whole world, even before the movie, people talked about the case, and there's half and half there. The Shirilla started free, all free Kenzie things and protests. And so I started it just so that people can have a place to have the correct and truth and correct information. I started it to make sure that my brother's legacy and reputation stay where they should be. I started it to talk about grief and sibling loss and domestic violence in teens. There's so many things. I also started it to cancel, see if I could just tell people there's certain things on the internet that people put out for attention it's just so cruel. Like certain videos of my stepmom or my dad finding out that Dom passed. And I just wanted to spread awareness on, not clicking on those things and not giving that kind of disgusting things attention, things that shouldn't be on the internet. Like maybe, I don't know, spread some type of awareness to just back off of things like that, because there are actually grieving families behind this entertainment that's out there for everybody else.
Yeah, so that's why I decided to make this video, because I keep trying to make these points. And I know we're like fighting a losing battle, but still, I'm still going to carry on saying it. And if anyone comes into the comments and says that I'm jealous of any of the people I'm talking about in this video. Okay, so what I wanted to show was I looked at the comments and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Yo, driving and doing an interview about crashing is effing wild. Why are they interviewing her while she's driving? Pull over. The irony of doing a television interview about a horrific car crash while driving people in your car. Jesus, wake up. She's driving a car with children in it while doing an interview about her brother dying in a car crash. That's wild. Maybe she should pull over first to do the interview. It's so messed up and unsafe that they are talking to her while she is driving. Then there's a lot of things about stuff I don't really know. Her parents letting her live with her boyfriend at 17. See, I don't know if that's true or not. Well, one thing that has come from the sisters, I think her name's Christina Russo, own mouth, is that Mackenzie is appealing the verdict. So she's saying they're going to have to go for another trial or another, more like court stuff. But she doesn't think the decision will be changed. Anyway, before we get to her channel, because it is really interesting, I just wanted to share this article that I found as well. So this person, so basically, because I don't want to play the whole interview, because I honestly might get the video might get taken down, because that keeps happening to me lately. But what she said was, originally she said she didn't want to participate in the Netflix program at all. And then right at the last minute, she changed her mind. Whereas the other boy who died, the friend, who literally, I mean, he had nothing to do with it. He was completely like in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that his life is now over. And they're 17. His sister said she agreed to be in it, and they had to do like a lot of relentless shooting days. Like she said, it was like really, really long days. I think she did maybe, I can't remember if it was 8 days or 3 days, but it's on their podcast anyway. So yeah, this article says TikTok creator Rosie Graham responds to backlash over Netflix's The Crash documentary. So she was featured in it, yeah? Because what these producers do is they go around checking on social media to see who's talking about it. And then they approach them and they make it sound like a great offer that they're going to be on this TV show. And honestly, our experience was that the worse the people were, the worse things they were saying, the more they were acting like online trolls, the better as far as the production was concerned. They did absolutely no due diligence to find out whether these people were being accurate with what they were saying, or whether they were people were trying to get restraining orders out on them. Or anything. They do not care. They just want to make a show that gets loads of views. So it says Netflix's latest true crime release, The Crash, has sparked a wave of online discussion, but the conversation has quickly shifted toward one of its featured voices. TikTok influencer Rosie Graham is now addressing widespread criticism after viewers accused her of presenting a sympathetic perspective toward convicted driver Mackenzie Shirilla. As clips from the documentary continue circulating across social platforms, the backlash has intensified, turning Graham into an unexpected focal point of the controversy. That is her. The debate surrounding The Crash highlights the broader challenge of true crime storytelling in the streaming era, with millions of viewers forming opinions based on edited narratives. Participants featured in these documentaries often find themselves facing public scrutiny. Graham's response sheds light on how these portrayals can differ from the full context of recorded interviews. I mean, they say that this is different in the streaming era, but honestly, if you go back and watch like old true crime programs, they were doing the exact same thing. It was just you never got to hear from these people, so you never knew. I mean, when I say these people, the people that took part in the programs. Rosie Graham says her role has been misunderstood. Following days of criticism, Graham shared a detailed statement on TikTok clarifying her involvement in the documentary. She stressed that her participation was not intended to defend Shirilla or take sides in a case that resulted in the death of 2 teenagers. Instead, she explained that she simply answered questions based on her own experiences and interactions. Graham emphasized that she had cooperated fully with authorities during the legal process. She stated that she worked with prosecutors ahead of the trial and was even prepared to testify if required. This clarification was aimed at countering claims that her appearance in the documentary suggested support for the accused. Good evening. Good evening, Kayla. Is she not entitled to feel the way she does about a tragedy that directly affects her? Who are you talking about? The sister? Or I'm not sure where. Oh, sorry. I mean, look, at the end of the day, yeah, everyone is free to talk about these things. Like I've said this in the past, because I have made videos about a couple of quote unquote true crime cases myself. The sister, yeah, no, of course. I mean, I think initially she didn't want to participate in the documentary because she probably thought this isn't going to be good for our family. And then probably at the last minute, she must have had a last minute decision change. And also like the fact that she's decided to be really proactive and really positive about it, and make this podcast, which I can quickly show you, because we are going to move on. So this is her podcast. It's called The Big Sister Unhinged, which I love the name as well. And she has 35.5 subscribers already. I've already subscribed. But yeah. So yeah, what I was going to say is I don't like the way that in the media they're like, people online shouldn't be allowed to discuss these cases. Like we had it here, the UK police were saying that we're not allowed to discuss hypothesis. We have to accept whatever we're told. And I just don't agree with that. At the same time, like we were talking about yesterday, the overreach of the legal system, and how it's not really addressing the issues, because the issues is that these kind of programs actually hype up the worst people online. That leads to all the troll farms, that leads to all the bullying, that leads to all the DMing, to the people coming to people's houses. Because trust me, this is literally what happened in the situation that I'm talking about that I was part of. One of them, she was driving to someone who lived near her area and going to a bar around the corner from her house and posting pictures of it. And trust me, this woman was not mentally stable. So claims of selective editing raise questions. A major part of Graham's response focused on how her interview was presented in the final cut of the documentary. According to her, the production team recorded over 8 hours of conversation, but only a small included. I mean, sometimes they literally cut you out together. So they are no F's given. She suggested that important context was removed, you don't say, leading to a portrayal that did not fully reflect her perspective. I mean, that is the other thing. So in our experience, BJ, that surprise witness, for some reason, because she's supposed to be very well educated, and intelligent, really thought that this TV show that she wanted to be on was going to present her in a good light. And then when it didn't, she was up in arms about it. I just wanted to say as well, yeah, about the sister and the comments talking about her driving the car. I mean, I just find it very interesting that there's so many comments saying that. You know, you might expect one or two, but there was loads of them. And very negative towards her. We do not know the circumstances under which she had to do that interview, because again, if you work for any TV companies, they want you like at the drop of a hat. They're like, okay, we're doing the interview now. And like, this woman has launched a podcast now. This is her moment that she's really trying to get the message out. It's a really, really important message. So I think we should cut her some slack. I mean, I do think it's possible to be on your phone and driving. It's probably not the best idea, but maybe she did a risk assessment and decided it was okay. Right? People love going, I'm actually online, self-appointed Hale monitors. I just find it really interesting because the more I'm going to show you, the more you're going to see that the support for this Mackenzie girl has been building up, and they are the kind of person that would be making those kind of comments. Because no one's going to like, well, there probably are people that have messaged her already, actually, I think she said, but most people are going to try and be kind to someone who's still grieving over the loss of their brother. Do you know what I mean? So social media backlash continues to grow. The controversy has gained momentum largely due to social media platforms where short clips from the crash have gone viral. TikTok in particular has played a major role in amplifying reactions. That word again. With users dissecting Graham's comments and sharing their interpretations. This rapid spread of content has intensified the emotional response surrounding the case. Kayla, I don't know if you caught it, but I was showing all the videos that have been made recently, like in the last week, about this story. And our friends from the Blake Lively case were on Law and Crime talking about it, which was Zach Peter and that Dana woman, whatever her name is. Yeah, so they've now moved on to their next grift, I guess, because that's what this is about, really. And speaking of which, this is the Big Sister Unhinged. Yeah, so that's her channel. I'm not logged into my own account, by the way. I am subscribed. Oh my God, do your own research. And this is the video that I was going to show. Let me just make sure the volume's on.
Hi, everybody. Dominic's Russo sister, Christine Russo, from the Netflix documentary The Crash. I was just sent that TMZ decided to go ahead and put the video of my mom collapsing as she found out that Dominic had passed. It is absolutely disgusting that they would put something like that out for entertainment. I don't understand why they would do something like this. I'd like to speak to somebody's supervisor. If everybody can tag TMZ or send this, I don't know, to anybody to ask to have that taken down, please. First they interview with Steve Sharilla. Now they're posting the most insensitive, terrible videos of my grieving family. Unbelievable. I'm disgusted. Please.
Remember when I was reading Virginia Roberts Giuffre memoir, and I said that when she took her own life, her dad, who abused her as a child, was on Piers Morgan's show saying he didn't believe she's taken her own life.
Tag TMZ or point me somewhere that I can get this taken down. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, so she was saying, like, how can I get that video taken down? And I mean, I guess it's still up. I'm not even going to go and check, but that just shows you the morals of TMZ. And that's what I'm saying. It's like TMZ is, I forget who owns it, but it's one of the big media corporations. I have a feeling it's owned by Rupert Murdoch, actually. But yeah, at least on social media, some people can give opposing views. Do you know what I mean? To whatever they're telling everyone to think. So this was another one she made.
Hi, everybody. Christine Russo here, Dominic Russo's sister from the Netflix documentary The Crash. I have some more misinformation, lies, rumors, myths. This one was sent to me from a family member, a Flanagan, I consider family. This says, please debunk Elise on your podcast. She is spreading misinformation and saying the blood sample was 3 to 4 days old.
Elise, yeah? Let me just quickly show you in the results. 1.1 million views. Elise, what Netflix is The Crash left out? Proof, receipts, and timelines. Mackenzie Shirilla deep dive. And as I said, if anyone says in the comments, I'm jealous of her, I can absolutely 100% promise you I am not. See, this thing about people that put that in the comments, yeah, what they're doing is they're projecting that, because I'm not jealous of anyone. Like, I'm very happy being myself. Sorry, I forgot to share the screen with you. Let me go back.
Hi, everybody.
I'll play
Christine
it again.
Russo here, Dominic Russo. Sister from the Netflix documentary The Crash. I have some more misinformation, lies, rumors, myths. This one was sent to me from a family member, a Flanagan, I consider family. Says, please debunk Elise on your podcast. She is spreading misinformation and saying the blood sample was 3 to 4 days old, and that is why they didn't find anything besides THC. I just wanted to set the record straight that they actually used the blood sample from the life flight. That is.
You thought TMZ was owned by Harvey Levin? Yeah, it's been bought out. It's been bought out. I seem to remember the Sun, the US Sun, which is obviously the same as the UK Sun. Well, we call it the Scum over here, which is Rupert Murdoch. I seem to remember they were all bought together a couple of years ago, but I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, sometimes these things stay in my brain for a reason. I'm sure he still owns shares in it. Elise is probably one of the most popular true crime YouTubers. She pops up on shorts. I know, right? I mean, I've definitely seen her, but she's just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to lie. I've never really been into her. I think a few years ago, I might have watched a couple of her videos, but not for me. But you do you, hun. But I just find it really interesting that the actual victim's sister is literally saying this woman is putting out misinformation, and she's got a video up saying, I've got all the receipts. James Murdoch bought half of Vox. He's the liberal black sheep of the family. Yeah, I know. It's like one half wants to be left and one half wants to be right. Yeah, I think didn't they have a whole court case about it as well? It's just crazy, the whole dynasty, the whole Murdoch kind of, because he's been around for so long, the whole Murdoch history. But I mean, what stays in my mind is him being at the Edge Billionaires dinner with Jeffrey Epstein from the 2000s. Like, I wasn't expecting, like, you just don't think about these things, do you know what I mean, until you see the photo, and then it's like, oh yeah, duh. That's what Succession was based off, oh, what your knowledge of all the entertainment things is so vast compared to me. I'm a little bit like, I only really watch YouTube and just get on with my life. So if I don't hear about something, I don't hear about something. I don't remember Hugh Jackman doing the cat Cha-Cha is nice. No, I don't. I know that he got married to Jerry Hall, and I worked with Jerry Hall like a lot. And I used to be friends with one of her daughters back when I worked in the fashion industry. So I just thought that was weird AF. But anyway, each to their own. They're in a cult together. Who? Jerry Hall or the Murdoch family? I don't think Jerry Hall's in a cult. She escaped that marriage. I think she knew what she was doing. Okay, I'll look that up. Right. Oh, Hugh Jackman. Okay, well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, as soon as I saw those pictures of him at that Epstein event, I was like, oh God, you just know he's into the anti-aging stuff and the genetics and all of it. It's so the transhumanism, that's what they're all about. All right, so what was I gonna go to next? I done that one. Because this is going to be a short one tonight. Okay, so did I play that till the end? Yeah.
Is actually more accurate than what would have been taken at the hospital. So there's just another lie, rumor, misinformation that I'm putting to rest. The blood sample was actually taken in the life flight on their way to the hospital that day. So we can put that one to rest, guys. Thanks.
I mean, sometimes you just got to use your common sense. Like, how would, what's her name, Elise, know more than the actual victim's next of kin? Because you could apply this to any true crime case. And I mean, I've had it as well, because I made a couple of videos debunking this Jay Slater narrative that was going around that was saying that it wasn't an accident. He was killed because of a drugs debt, or another thing was that he was involved in like some guy getting beat up when he was a bit younger, and people were saying like it was revenge for that, which just made no sense, because it's like, why would a guy from England organize something like that to happen in a completely different country when he could literally do it in his own country? Like, it's just so crazy. But honestly, people come into the comments and they're so hell-bent on proving like people with brains wrong, and like they're like, you don't know, you haven't done your research, you need to check your facts. I'm just like, okay, right. So this one is where she starts talking about, so this is where she's doing a podcast with so that's the friend who died, sister, Davon, I think his name is. Yeah, and her name's Devine. So yeah, it's a really nice conversation, but I'm not gonna play all of it. Oops, I just wanted to play this bit, which is, at the beginning, they're talking about how Cardi B was tweeting about it that morning and how mad that is that Cardi B knows about you, and like apparently it was something about her dad. And this is when they're talking about how Mackenzie has been using TikTok to get famous so she can try and build support while she's on trial, and now that she's in prison, to get her sentence reduced or to get an appeal or to put pressure on so she can get out of punishment, basically.
Thing is, like, I saw one of the reasons for the podcast is like, over my dead body, will she get out of prison and become Gypsy Rose and get Instagram famous like she's always wanted? So I'm thinking about doing a bill,
what she wants,
like a Dom's bill, or like because the Son of Sam's law was written a long time ago. It's so when you get out of jail, you can't profit off of your crime, right?
Yeah, like
but they don't
what?
take into account social media. That wasn't there. I think that needs to be relooked at.
See, that's what I was saying yesterday about Michael Barrymore.
They added in. Gypsy Rose has millions of dollars. She's famous all over the world.
Off of killing someone.
Yep.
That is not.
So I could see Mackenzie, even if she got out when she's 40, you know she's gonna be rich and famous. If she'll be all over the we know that. You know, just like, and it'll be a big thing like, oh my God, Mackenzie Sharilla's out. You know how it's gonna be. So I'm going to, if it takes me 10 years to work on it, I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah. I mean, because what? We have 10 more years about, like, 11.
Yeah, until our first appeal. Our first parole hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes.
Again, we've already been back.
Did you get the letter the other day?
Appeals all the time. Probably, yeah. My parents probably did. So she appealed again.
Yep, we got another letter.
I'm not shocked.
Ever?
Like, no. Because she just doesn't want anyone to heal and is self-absorbed.
Yeah, and it's like, think about everybody else maybe and not yourself for once.
Yeah. And I think people forget that they can actually do that. Like, so even though she's been sentenced, that you guys have to go back to court. I'm like, yeah, every freaking time they approve the appeal. So every couple freaking months. So it's like, okay, let's go back to court.
Yeah, and then we wait 6 months to hear a decision. Yeah. And it's, if I was innocent, there's so many things, like I'm telling the world, like if I was innocent, I wouldn't, this is not how I would be going about it. I wait for letters in the mail sometimes, like of her apologizing or like showing remorse or like just tell us what we
died. The family sent us a plant.
Really?
Yeah. And then a card that said, well, I don't know if the card had it or there was a text. It was her text. Her mom, I think, was in charge of her Instagram when she was like in the hospital. I'm assuming like they were together though. And she was like apologizing and saying that Davion was like a brother to her. I was like, oh, I'm about to go off because like, girl, I don't like you. I didn't like you from the jump. I'm a very respectful person, so I'm not gonna go about it the way that the majority of people do. But that was disrespectful from you to sit there and kill my brother and then say he was like a brother to you when you knew I didn't like you. You weren't really friends with Davion. Like, a lot of people were bullied by you in school because you were just a self-absorbed person. Like, she just wasn't a good person.
What do you think? Can I talk to you about this too? Because that Rosie and that Landon, them pretending to be, when he said in the movie, I am Davion's best friend and this is going to be, we were going to take over the world, whatever he said. What was...
I posted on my TikTok yesterday, like kind of saying about that. Landon wasn't Davion's best friend. They did definitely grow up to school and
See what I'm saying about how they create these false narratives, these documentaries. This is her TikTok, by the way, if anyone wants to go and check it out. And there's also a GoFundMe for the Memorial Fund.
School together. They were in the same school system and they were friends. I can't say I've never seen Landon. I didn't talk to Landon. When it comes to Landon, Bubba, whatever you guys want to call him, he was definitely one of Davion's friends. They did play football together. They probably went to school since elementary all the way through. But with that being said, I would say there was probably, again, 10 other people who aren't in the spotlight who come before Landon. It was more Stamp School District did hang out a couple times, but
Dude, the way he came
went
on,
about it like they hung out every single day.
but then turns around and says bad things about my brother, and he's doing that to protect Kenzie.
But also
That's
the
why he's doing
problem
that.
Is he so
It's a bit like the oh my god, I forgot. The rapper that shot Megan Thee Stallion and that weird blogger that was, I mean, first of all, there was the other girl in the car that he offered money to say that it was her that done it. And then there was the weird blogger that did a whole campaign to try and say that he was free. It's funny that his name's just completely gone out of my head, but that's how little regard I have for him. But you know what I'm talking about.
all the way up before we went to court, the first day we were ever in court, he went about it as he supported Davion and Dom in a way, and that he didn't have a, like, I don't know, it just kind of felt like he didn't like, you know, Mackenzie, what she did. But then the day of court,
yeah, Tory Lanez, that's it. Tory Lanez.
I was kind of expecting him because of that to come by us, and you know where we were set up, we were separated. You have sort of us, and they're all the way down there, so you have to pass us.
Yeah,
he walked right by us.
Are you kidding?
And I looked at him, and he like glazed over his eye, and
because they got to him first. That's wow,
beyond pissed. I was like, oh, so people's true colors, true colors, because again, like I said, they didn't.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, again, and Rosie and Landon did not help with the case at all.
No, if anything, they hurt Dom. They made it like it was his fault.
Yeah, and they only really got in the light when like Netflix reached out. And for Rosie, I think people forget that Rosie claimed she was also Mackenzie's best friend. I heard they were only friends for about a year, tops. Like, me and my best friends have been friends for over 10 years. Yeah. And like I said on my TikTok, do what you want with that information. But if Landon's sitting here lying about him and Davion being best friends.
That was weird.
Why wouldn't Rosie be doing the same thing? And then if Landon's Davion's best friend, then why is he sitting on his girlfriend's best friend's side, the killer, the person who killed 2 people? But it's cool. Like, it's cool. You know?
Okay, I didn't want to cut her off, but it's very interesting. I recommend you go and give it a watch and a listen. And then that is all I'm going to show you tonight. It's just a very quick one from me, but I'm going to come back. So I think maybe tomorrow I have a story about Johnny Depp scamming people. So I might do that tomorrow, or I might do it the day after. I'll see how it goes. You don't remember Megan's weirdo friend? Her name's Milagro. Honestly, I followed the case when it was going on, and she was a content creator, and she did like retreats where she was basically taking her supporters, her followers, her fans to like resorts so that they could all sit there and discuss campaign ideas of how they're going to make him look innocent on social media. This is all verified in court documents. And also she tried to destroy all her evidence, just like Jed and Melissa. She deleted thousands of WhatsApp messages so that they couldn't be used as evidence. And she still lost because she got sued. Yeah, Milagro is the blogger. But yeah, she lost for defamation. So her bad. Megan's friend is a fame leech. I know. I mean, come on, they were at the Jenners that night. They were at Kylie Jenner's house during lockdown as well. So anyway, guys, yeah, Johnny has to scam for the Great Saudi Arabia. It's unfortunately, it's worse than that. It's something quite personal. So that's why I'm definitely going to do a little live stream about it. But anyway, I'll see you all on the next one. Take care. Have a great rest of the day or evening. Bye.